21.
Mr. Davis, Ash, why are you doing this? I'm David Menzies, Rebel News.
Hi. No, you're not really a part of this. Human rights!
What about the human rights of biological women being injured by this man?
Hi, everyone. Auntie speaks. Welcome back. So, in 2024, the craziness is just never ending. It's just never ending. We have another trans woman who wants to play sports, and their team vocally defends their right to play rugby, which is a very serious contact sport. So let's see what we can see.
Banana, 34, 21.
Yes, it can.
Nice.
Hey, Mr. Davis, Ash, why are you doing this? I'm David Menzies, Rebel News.
Hi. No, you're not really a part of this. We're having a team chat now.
Okay, I'm just trying to ask some questions,
Sure,
ma'am.
but this is not the appropriate time for that.
Why are
So
you
it's
allowing a
not-
biological male to compete against female
I'm
players?
not going to have a conversation with
Okay,
you.
well, I'll talk to Ash then. Ash, do you take joy in injuring female rugby players? Are you lacking the skills to play with male players where you should be? You're a biological male, aren't you?
I got you. Right
here. Thank you, sir.
Mr. Ash, are you a misogynist?
Coming with me?
Please, please back up.
Hey, watch it. You'll be charged with assault.
Get a child. Would you mind leaving?
So, I'm an American, so rugby doesn't make a lot of sense to me, but I do love sports, and I've played quite a bit of sports. Out of all the sports, rugby is, maybe besides football, are probably one of the most important sports to split up between men and women. And look at these women! How indoctrinated do you need to be to defend this person? How brainwashed do you need to be to think that this is okay? But it gets even worse. Take a look at this.
Mr. Ash, the governing body for rugby, World Rugby, says men should not compete.
Trans lives matter.
Wow, really?
All lives matter.
All lives matter! All lives matter!
So-
Human rights matter!
You don't have a problem.
You can leave now.
Human
Yeah,
rights
thank you, sir.
issue.
No, thank you.
This is a human rights issue!
Oh, okay then.
We live in Canada! All rights, human rights for everybody!
What-
Trans matter!
What about the?
Trans rights matter!
That you are traumatizing my family
I'm traumatizing them. Why? What happened?
because my kids get to see people like you crying because of things.
I'm surprised.
need you in our
As a mother, why would you expose your kids to a
Because
massage?
that is my partner. That is my wife that you are being.
So he's a lesbian?
So I'm gonna just ask you guys
Why?
please. Yeah.
What- Do you think it's okay for him to injure biological women?
So I'm not gonna answer any of your questions. and I'm
Then
not gonna
have a nice day.
Yeah, I need
Human rights. Human rights.
What about the human rights of biological women being injured by this man?
Human rights.
What about the biological rights of the?
Charter of Rights and
Charter of Rights and
Humans matter. Human rights matter.
Well, why do we
Human
have?
rights, no.
Why do we have separate
Human
categories
rights
for male
matter.
and female sports?
Human rights matter. You're being asked to leave. Human
That's
rights
right. It's a public
matter.
park, ma'am.
Human rights
Can I call you ma'am?
matter. Human rights matter. All people in Canada have rights.
What about
Charter
the rights of biological women getting injured by
Charter
this
of
man?
rights and freedoms.
You should keep your distance because you're not welcome.
Yeah,
You're making an
I'm in a public
unsafe
park.
territory.
Okay, unsafe? I think he's making it unsafe for biological women.
Okay, we just gotta call an elephant an elephant. This person is not even trying. Okay? They're not even trying. And to have this woman come up crying at the end saying, "Oh, you're making my life dangerous and you're hurting my children and that's my wife." Okay. We just need to call a spade here. This is a cult. And I'm going to prove to you that it's a cult. Let's look at the definition of cult, okay? Cult, usually a small group devoted to a person, idea, or philosophy. The term cult is often applied to religious movements that exist in some degree of tension with the dominant religious or cultural inclination of a society, meaning men are men and women are women. In recent years, the word cult has been mostly commonly used as a pejorative term for a religious group that falls outside the mainstream and, by implication, engages in questionable activities. Gender ideology is a cult, and the left is now a cult. And I'm going to prove it to you.
Ash, what? Do you get? Is this a fetish? Do you?
Right.
Ash, do you enjoy? Do you enjoy?
Human rights matter.
That's all you can yell?
Human rights matter.
Tell that to the injured woman.
Matter. Their rights matter.
No, I think you.
Their rights matter.
To call the police.
Oh,
Their
okay,
rights
fine. Call the
matter.
police.
I will.
Okay, what's the
I think
charge?
it's time for you to
What's the
matter.
charge? Oh, yeah. Oh, don't cry. There's
Human chain.
Hey, excuse me.
Human chain.
Wow,
I'm sorry,
isn't this
sir.
amazing?
Human chain.
I've never had such female attention. It's unbelievable.
Human rights matter. Human rights matter. Human rights
We
matter.
ask that you value our privacy as women. We're
Okay.
going to the women chain.
Human rights matter.
Okay, what about the rights of biological females not to get injured by a man?
Everyone's rights matter. Everyone.
Wow,
Everyone.
you've really been indoctrinated.
Everyone.
I'm surprised you're such misogynist.
Everyone.
Let's go.
Everyone's rights matter.
Yeah, all right.
Sir.
I don't want to hit you. I don't believe in hitting a woman, unlike Ash, your teammate.
Literally in this clip, one of them says, "Don't you respect the privacy of women? Are you going to follow us into the changing room?" Literally, they're allowing a biological male into their changing room, and she does not see the irony of that statement. Please comment below what you think of that statement.
Feel about a biological male playing in rugby, man?
Thank you.
I don't really give a f***.
Everybody.
Okay.
Don't say anything.
Ma'am, I'm just confused. Why is it that sports are divided down gender lines?
Why don't you go home now?
You can go home, sir.
Let them play.
So why are sports divided male and female?
They aren't.
They're not?
Let them play.
What do you mean they're not? Aside from equestrian and auto racing, they're all divided, sir.
It's not a sport, or it's not an issue.
We're told to stop filming a change room. The only problem is we're on the outside of the change room. We can't see anything. Ash is inside, presumably getting naked with people like this.
I'm a registered social worker, sir, and I demand human rights for everybody.
Oh, okay.
I demand human rights for everybody. Human rights for everybody.
Can I play ringette with 5-year-old girls?
Human rights for everybody.
Would you like to weigh in about this male player playing on a female team, sir?
I don't care. I'm impartial.
Okay, then. So why is this being allowed? Because World Rugby, the governing body, says this is against the rules. You can't have biological males playing against biological females.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess they just. Yeah, what's a biological female?
Well, I would imagine if you're born with female genitalia versus male genitalia.
Where did you get your PhD?
Pardon me?
You're defining a biological female. Where did you get your PhD?
So I'm defining a, but ma'am, in the history of sports, all sports, with the exception of equestrian or auto race.
There for history. I'm only 19 years old. I cannot say what happened 20 years ago because I wasn't.
No, but in the here and now, you see male tennis, female tennis,
I don't
right?
see any tennis. I don't watch tennis.
Oh, okay then. So it doesn't exist then.
To me, you can't ask me a question about it because I have no idea. Just the same as you can't talk about what a female is if you're not a doctor.
I can't.
Okay, everybody. Now I'm going to prove to you that this is a cult, and this young girl will be my poster child. When you can take a 19-year-old and have her stand in front of someone else and say, you cannot know what a biological female is unless you have a medical degree. She can also stand there and say, I don't know that sports are separated between men and women because I don't watch tennis. And I got further proof. Give me 1 second to pull this up. Here we go, guys. How cults trick you into believing the group's identity is now your identity. After a cult has successfully thrown away your old life and replaced it with a new one, they focus on reshaping your identity. They break down your conception of yourself as an individual and replace it with a group. Sound familiar? I think so. She talks a little bit about Jim Jones here. The cult's identity consumes your own and therefore becomes no difference between you and the rest of the group. Yeah? Does this all make sense? No matter what the ideology of a cult, the techniques are the same. The leader operates in the same way as both totalitarian leaders and domestic abusers. Does this sound a lot of everybody's got to think the same. We all have to think the same. Us versus them. To further erase your own identity and to replace it with that of the group, cults frame the world as us versus them. It pits the cult's view of the world and all of the ideas against the outsiders and the non-believers. Okay? Most dangerous part of this is it creates the us and them, right and wrong, good and evil. We have the truth and you do not. This framing technique further brainwashes cult recruits and solidifies their connection to the belief in the group's values. This makes it virtually impossible for someone to convince a cult member that the cult is bad. Or, they don't say it here, that the cult's ideas are moronic. That's when you watch these cult movies and you're like, how do these people believe this stuff? We are watching it in real time. And we are watching entire continents of people, their governments saying, you have to believe the cult's belief. And if you don't, we will throw you in jail. So guys, please like, comment, and subscribe. All the stuff that I talk about, YouTube doesn't like. Okay? So please, please, please subscribe. This is a cult. And the only way to stop a cult is for that other team to say, we will not participate in that game. Until all of the smart people, all the free-thinking people say, no, I am sorry. I am not going to live in your delusion. This will not end. Thank you, guys. I'll see you in the next one.